The last video I tried to do this with 4 blades, it turned into a 3 blade. So I guess we'll skip the 2 blades and then we'll go back to 4, because when we put 2 on, we're halfway to the configuration we need for 4 anyways. So the 3 blades kind of worked. It was not in perfect balance, but fairly close. Now this thing was never in perfect balance to begin with, but it wasn't bad. So hopefully the 2 blades will not be too bad either. We are now reordering the blades, so who knows what the arrangement will be like. I don't know why these are so difficult to unscrew. I remember that putting this together, it seemed very difficult to get these screws to go in. I guess it's odd because the depth of the iron is almost a ½ an inch, so you're working with a screw that's way below the surface, which is not normal. And this rubber gasket is not staying lined up properly, and it's going to be a little bit difficult to. I'm going to have to take this back off again. It's like that little rubber gasket kind of holds the screws, but not enough to be reliable and helpful. Okay, there we go. That's kind of where it needs to be. Now it's cross-threading. Yeah, I really don't like the whatever OEM put this thing together. It's not the greatest. Normally, I think that these Hampton Bay branded fans are of a pretty solid quality build. This one, it looks great, very nice looking unit, but these irons are very annoying to work with. This doesn't have the AccuArm thing, which is a huge help as well. So if you kind of do that, that makes it better, but it doesn't hold reliably. See? Case in point. And I missed the hole that we need. Yeah, this is annoying. This is very annoying, actually. Probably don't even need these these rubber isolator thing. And I never understood the point of them anyways, because you have a screw that goes into metal threads and a screw that touches metal on the bottom. So is the screw not going to transfer all the vibration anyways? And we've seen some fans, we take this stuff off and it's just as quiet. I have no noise issues with this fan, so I wouldn't be surprised if we take the take these things off, which are probably more trouble than they're worth, and we might not notice any difference in the performance. Actually, these things, they probably are supposed to be glued to the motor, because you see they have all the holes, the same amount of holes that are on the motor. So maybe part of the difficulty here is because some glue has let go, and in fact they're supposed to just be stuck to the motor. That could provide an explanation of why this is so difficult. Did I get the wrong one again? Yep, I did it again. That's just user error. Okay, there we go. There's the two blades. Okay, so last time I did this wrong. It was all out of order. So we're going to start with, I'll put it to low on the fan, and then we'll do low on the control, medium on the control, high on the control being the wall control. Then we'll go to medium on the fan, low, medium, high on the wall, etc. So that should give us approximately speeds 1 through 9 in approximate sequential order. Although the capacitor values of this control and this fan seem to interact kind of weird, where on medium it appears to go faster than just straight the fan control, so I don't know. Alright, here's low. It may or may not work because the bearings are too stiff. There's less weight on the motor now, so perhaps it will take off. Nope, it stalled out. Let me see if I can get it to run. It looks like it might hold. Nah, it's slowing down. The bearings are really, really stiff on this thing. I was hoping after a couple weeks of operation they would free up, but such did not take place. So that's going to stall out again. So that was speed 1 of 9. We'll go up to the second fastest speed, which is medium on the fan, low on the wall control. And it seems to me like this is faster than high on the wall control, low on the fan. And I don't know why that is. It's just got to be some weird resonant frequency with the capacitor values. It is already starting to shake. Not significantly, but slightly. And it is already moving some air. Not much, but the breeze is detectable. Okay, now we'll go to high on the fan, low on the wall control. So this is the factory wall control speed, low. And to me this looks a little bit slower than it did on medium. So I guess I don't understand the whole resonant frequency thing enough to really get a good explanation on it. Kevin could probably offer some explanation on that on a much more technical level, but I think it's either hitting or surpassing resonant frequency when the fan control is set to medium and the wall control is set to low, something with the combination of those two capacitor values. Alright, so now we'll go up to 2 on the wall control, and we'll go back down to low on the fan control. I don't know if this will be faster or slower. It's getting cloudy. I'll open the shades, get some more light in here. It seems faster now, which would kind of make sense. Yeah, I would expect it to be that, you know, you have the 3 speeds on the wall control and then the 3 speeds on the fan. The 3 speeds on the wall control should be, well, one should of course be the same as the factory speed on the fan, but then the other 2 should be like slower subsets of that speed. So I would expect it to go up sequentially, but it's not appearing to be linear. It did move more air with 3, but this isn't terrible either. It's not a huge decrease. As I said in the other videos, this fan is kind of a letdown as far as performance goes. I typically regard these Hampton Bay fans pretty highly, but this one, the performance of it just really isn't there. And it's backed by the specs. You know, the blade pitch is shallow and the motor is small. All right, so now we'll go to medium on the fan, medium on the wall control. I'm curious if this will be faster than straight medium on the wall control. It seems like it's pushing the air out to the sides more than it was with all 5 blades. It blew just kind of straight down with the other configurations. Actually, looking at it from down below here, the pitch isn't too bad, but it looks kind of shallow on the fan. Hopefully you can see, if I hold it kind of flat like that, it's not too bad. Oh, it just looks very shallow on the fan though. And it feels very shallow from the air movement. Okay, so now we'll go to medium on the wall control, high on the fan. And is that going to be a little bit slower? I think it is. Interesting. It is a little bit slower. That's so strange. All right, now I'll move to high on the control. And I'll go back down to low on the fan. So we'll see the factory speeds on the fan now. This is the pull chain onboard control factory speeds, low. And the low on the factory speeds is much faster than the low on the wall control. Those controls just apply different capacitor values for the medium and low speeds. And usually the values are similar to what's in the fan, because a lot of these fans use, you know, within a microfarad, the same capacitor values. But this one must be slightly different. Hopefully this is a cool angle. I can't see the preview screen anymore, so I don't know. Okay, now we'll go to factory medium. You know, actually, I think this is moving. Is it moving more air? It's hard to say. I feel like the velocity is actually stronger than it was with the 3 blades. Let's see. Medium. Let me turn the fan off on the pellet stove here, because that will definitely affect the airflow pattern. Huh. You know, I think that this actually is moving a little bit more air now with just the 2. Now that it's getting up to higher speeds. Now let's try the high. Oh yeah, you know what? I think that this is the most powerful configuration so far. Very interesting. Now it might be running a little bit faster than it was before with the 3, because now the motor is not wasting energy on shaking the fan back and forth. All the energy of the motor is being put into turning the blades. This is actually reasonably powerful now. And it's a lot smoother than I would have expected. It's not a particularly gusty breeze. A bunch of the plants are kicking around now. You see over here by the couch. Oh yeah, there's much more air kicking up by the couch now. Huh. Now we haven't tested 4 blades yet. It's possible 4 blades could be the winner, but of the 5, 3, and 2, this is the most powerful configuration so far, which has not been the case with some of the other ones I've tested. It's very interesting to see how this is differing on you know, fan to fan. At first, you know, when all these dumb requests started coming through, all these wacko configuration, I thought it was kind of stupid, but if we look at the balance configurations and ways that you could actually use the fan in a practical application, this is kind of an interesting test to show all the different balance configurations and then look at it from a technical perspective of how it performs. It's louder in this configuration. You can hear it's a different sound. Might not be able to hear it in the video because of the stove running in the background, but it's a little bit louder, which would make sense. I mean, this is flying compared to how quickly it usually runs. Yeah, this is an increase in performance. Very interesting. See how long it takes to stop. It's not going to take long at all. There's hardly any weight on there. Probably going to stop within the next 15 or 10 seconds. That was a pretty good prediction. All right, so there it is with 2 blades. You know, curiously enough, this doesn't look totally outrageous either. I don't know why these configurations are looking kind of acceptable on this fan. Well, next we'll do 4 blades.